Where can we begin? Uploading, downloading, losing time thinking what other people are thinking of me, and I'm not doing it right because other people are telling me I shouldn't be doing it this way. Why am I not out on the street and walking around and having a good time? I am having a good time. To exalt myself, to rid of the energy in which has a value to myself. The reality of the vision inside words. The difference in understanding that there can be something worth more to somebody else, even though it may not seem like there is anything to myself. I deeply know even if there's nothing for myself, there is. Because I feel that I think and I think and I think and I feel that I know and I believe that it has a value to you or to you. Or to you, or only to one that hasn't found this yet. But if I have said it, it's been done. It's been thought. I come to you today with my mask. We can see each other, is that not correct? This is amazing in the sun. You can see everything. This, you can call it as you wish. You can call it as you want. This is a welder's mask. I'm constantly wearing this. I'm constantly seeing the flash. I don't know what happened to my eyes. When I was born and my eyes came into my head, they're my eyes and I know nothing about them other than what science has explained. And I do not think they explained our body totally wrong. We come from the flesh and bone of the earth, of the sperm of the mother and the father, of the indication of the end. Of the end, the beginning is the end result, because without the end, you do not have the other end. Therefore, you are not on this end. You have been the extension of one end. In reality, we can do this easy. How would you like to start? 5 and 9. Inside the heart center, 5 and 9. 5, 9, 1, 3. It says I ace. Ace E is what it says, which is 1 and 5. Why does it say this? Because in the 5 card, in the ace card, is an ace card, in the 5 card, in the 3 card, showing 3 levels that are inside the 9 card, and which is divided by the center of 1 level is the ace in between, and below in the 9 card is a 4, and above is the 4, and in the center of the 9 card is the 5. 9 times 5 is 45, and 45 is the heart of the 9 card. N, 1 and 4 is the way it's demised to become 1 and 5. It's 1 and 4 on the outside to 1 and 4 on the inside, making it a whole 5 because it's in the middle. It's in the middle of each 90, making it complete within itself. Connect from here to here, to here, to here, to here. It is a square. With inside the square, it is the diamond. If you take a look, here's your money sign inside over here. Why? Because I have to show you how we design E. Inside H and I. E, H, and I stand in the middle right over here in the plane design. And yes, I already thought of it. But maybe I wasn't first. But I did think of what I'm going to tell you. That yes, writing all lines over each other, and yes, they will design everything you can imagine if you can imagine, and it works. Matrix builders. AD 1, 2, 3, 4. In between A and D is B and C. In between D and A, Das Auto. You ever hear Das Auto? With this I am sad, because Das and sad backwards says sad. But we're going to leave that for after. Add an S, it also says. Instead of sad, it says add S. Add the S as the spirit. Connect to the 2 lines this way and to the 2 lines the other way. If you put 2 S and S and over, you get the swastika. But if you ever took a look at the swastika is here. See the point? All offset. 1, 5, 9. 3, 5, 7. Low shu, Zion, Israel. Zion, Israel runs the wing of 9 and 3. Why? Because now I bring the time clock where the 3 is over here and the 9 is over here. But in low shu, the 7 would be over here and the 3 would be over here, and that would be the wings. So you're saying the wings inside of low shu comes into the clock in the zone of creation of 3 by 3 and 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 6 and 9. We must run through this elbow. Now, what would this elbow be, and why are all these part diamond shapes? Part diamond shapes. Unfinished business. The closed reality is the reason why they're finished is because I flipped it upside down and I did it the other way. 1-4 BC, ABCD 7-3, DCBA 3-7. These are the wings of Nibiru, my friends. 3 by 7 is 21, the cube. 3 plus 7 is 10, which means I crisscross through 5. 5 and 5 is 10. E and E is 10. E and E is 10. What was the other letter? G and G is 14. N 14. 5 and 9, A and E. N-E-I, N-I-E. Ni, nay. How about let's shove in Einstein? You'll see how it eventually connects. The S and T, how the S and T comes together somewhere in one of these pages. The arm and the door. Duor, with gold. The arm, the door, and with gold. Dior, J. Reality of the pronunciation and the spelling from one language to the next transferred over the reality of what it actually means before the actual word came out to be door is the reality of why I say gold, because gold and salmon swimming upstream is the backwards way to say OR is RO. They each equal 18 to 15, which is 6 times 3 and 5 by 3. 6 and 5 is the communication. 1, 2, 2, 1, or 12, 21 is the reflection into the 7th gate of the 7th world. Why? Right? You know what happened? 7, 10, 13, with 7 being on the left side of your numbers. You turn that sideways, and all you keep going is 7, 10, 13. 7, 10, 13, and you just keep going around. 7, 10, 13. Where 13 becomes 4 and 10 becomes 7, you get 7, 4, 7, which is 28, and 11 is 39, equals to S and T, R and U, the rusty way to go through the pipes. The question is, through the pipes of what? Is it the communication vibration that's distorting us? The pipes can actually be the electrical wires, causing the blue electric between the positive and the negative, turning the elements blue, turning our veins blue. Okay? 33 is the answer to this. This is G, okay? 5 and 7 and 7 and 5 is G and E and G and E. Well, George, or Cambridge, and George in the age of 33, and Prince William backwards is my I have the will. Maya, Williams, Maya. Now we have to start going to Fred Flintstone, Hanna-Barbera, Barney Rubble, Betty Rubble, Barney Rubble, Bam Bam, because I have to. Because it's all codes. Did they know it when we were doing it? It's not my business, is it? I just know that if everything on this earth was in the word I wrote, well, God wrote everything on this earth, because everything apparently comes from Him. That's why people say, I go to synagogue, I go to church, because God tells me to go to church. I don't go because I don't care. That's why I don't go. But I do go because of this. The reality is what the people have to say is the survey I take. And what the people said, and what the games say. It's everything about what anybody else says. And I put it together to say, what I see of what they said. And then you say what I said, and you can actually reconstruct and balance me so I can understand better so what I didn't understand in the games of what they said, of the games they created. But I play the games pretty good. I don't cheat. I listen to the rules. I make mistakes, and thank God for the other players. They correct them for me. Thank you very much. Doorway to heaven. Labra, the arm in French, okay? Or agaba, abracadabra. Cadaver, the body. Look, it lives. The heartbeat, It's electronic, man. We got electricity in us. How do you think our bodies work? Anyways, let's get back to this 5, 9. 5 and 4 says it is. What is it? It is. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 equals 20 plus 9 equals 29 is T and the letter I. T and I and D and E from 5 and 4. It says de, it is. Do it, it is. It also says whatever it is, there are 2 of them. Okay? I know this because 5 by 4, 20 is also 3 by 5, 15. A and E, which equals to the O or the oval. Okay, that's why they chose the O for the oval, because you can put an O inside the oval, the center of the oval, right? So you put the center of the oval, 5 by 4, 5 plus 4 is 20. So you have 2 of the sun. I have to rehash what I just did. This is the sun of it. Why? Because SUN is equal to 54. 9 times 6 that I just mentioned over here was equal to 54. 45 is also 666 is F6. O, 15 equaling to 21. X, 24 equaling to the cat in the hat. And 21 and 24, the day of man, the cube of 7 times 3, 7 plus 3 equals to a total of 45. Again, bringing back the sun. DNA, AD from 1 and 4. N equals 5 and 9, 14. Bring 1 and 4 together is 14. It says DNA. Or an add-on. Well, that's what it is. Add extra. It's all through the EEE. Both ways we get E. So this says 2 of. The other way, I'm going to mention it again, and I have to do it many times because there's so many ways to do it. But turn the Z sideways, and you get all the way to 26, 26 letter. 14 to 26 equals to 40. Again, it mentions the blue world. It also says the fire in the blue world, which could be talking again about number 45, the sun. But this also talks about the fox, and all you have to do is go flick the 4 onto the other side of the 5. It becomes 6, just like Roman numerals 1v1. It also extends its reality, and it says the AC energy of whatever it could mean to be the Big Mac hamburger, which means 3 pieces of bread, 2 pieces of meat, lettuce, and whatever else, because that's what it says. And I'm going to go somewhere else to explain this. First of all, let's finish with it is what it is. 920 IT 99T ST sit ISIS. It is. What is it? It is. It is control, because it's just like the sun. 28 and 29 equals 57. 57 is the sun. Okay, is the moon, sorry, the moon. So they're controlling the moon. It is. What is up? What's up, Doc? What is Doc? Is it a deacon or is it a beacon? The moon. We have to understand that anytime you have and, you are also saying the 7th gateway between 6 and 8, because this is what you find on the keyboard. Okay, I wanted to mention one more time, I just missed that when we went from 14 to 26 with N, we would have to find the middle of that would be the T. So 14 to T is 5 plus the centered T. 20T to 26 is 5, because we don't touch the T, we touch 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We don't touch 26. We touch 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Don't touch 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Don't touch 26. So we have 1, 5, 1, 5, 1. And when you take a look at what I just showed you, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, says ISIS. Because the S looks like a 5 in Roman numeral, this looks like a 1. Where the S45, that's what I was speaking about before. Oh my God, I hate to shove you all over the place. But V1, okay, V minus 1 is 4, V plus 1 is 6. So that's what I was trying to mention to you, how we get 4, 5, and 6. I mentioned to you 45 was fox. Well, 56 is the wolf. It's the flow. And all you have to do is go to the other side where the flow goes to. It comes from V minus 1 and it goes to V plus 1 is 6, 4, 5, 6 equals 15. And again, you get the oval. I and E is part of Einstein and the theory of revelation. Is it? 28 and 29. In roulette, these are both black and they stick together. It's one of the rarities where 9, 19, and 29, where 9 is red, okay, where 19 is red, but 29 is black, there is no 39. If you did have a 39, it would be on number 3, and it would be red, okay? It is, okay? The end gland, okay, and the New World. The New World, Angleterre, the angle of the earth, the angle of the rip. It's in England. It might be in the flag. All the flags are the same. If you ever look at the flags, they're all the same. The passage, they say, is a fin. It's also a fin on a fish. It's also an expression of number 5. We can make it a Mickey fin, and then we can start playing with different words. Doll R, Pixar, extra. All the things that have to do with the residency of angel, which would be 666, it would now connect the S and S together. Remember, in the Nazi war of 19 something, before and after, whether it was in 1914 or 1943, which regardless, if you take a look at all the planes on the playing fields, they look like this. They had this on it. They had this on it with gold around it. They had this on it. They had all these emblems. They weren't just supporting this. This is the only one they show us. But this is just as much on every piece of equipment as this. And at the same time, they have a V talking about the passage. Everything we do, we come from a system, my friends. It doesn't matter what you think. You're just picking from what was taught before. And if it's nuality, my God, you broke a miracle. The other thing I want to talk about is Prince William's 98, 9 times 8, 9 plus 8 equals to 72. It is the heart of time. It ends up in the 5 region because 72 and 17 equals to the gateway. 72 times 5, right, which is William or May, the month of May, the 5th month, equals to the heart. 72 times 360 is 25,920 connected to the Mayan. 72 times 5 equals 360 created to the day. But when you have one day, you have 4 days. In fact, you have way more than 4 days. You have automatically 6 days. You automatically have east-west and north-south. Those are your 4 days. Okay, just let's leave it at that. And we saw it in the signs over here. Okay, quadrants and squadrons, different areas. Let's go into George. Catherine, she's going to be 33. Her number is the extension of time. Her number is the extension of Jesus. Her number is the extension of the cross. They have a child. Child's how old? 24 and 33 spells George. 7 and 5, 57, 75. 12 and 12, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 9, 6, 9. George is the number to the moon, communication. Okay? Where else are we going to go with this? Cambridge. Turn it backwards. It's Mac. 13, 1, 5. 13, 4, 5 and 13. This is the pool game. It gives us the orange sun. The orange sun could be George. Prince William is time. George is the year we are in because this is the electronic. This is when the salmon go upstream. This is somehow they're sending back the electricity. So if they're sending back that electricity somewhere, they must be sending it back into us. Somehow into us. This is a connected world, regardless of where it's going. Okay, I'm just trying to point out how these numbers touch and tell us this story. But wait a second, it hasn't told us a story of anything. It has led me to a path to express onto these videos that you pick up and watch the story that I see. So now you can just open it up and do as you wish with it. You can throw it out. But make it a reality, and it's so much more enjoyable. But then we go to see science fiction, and we walk out of the movie, we go, so what's up? What was it like, the movie? And, it was bull. It was bullshit. Hold on a second. A guy had an idea, or a woman had an idea, came out and made the movie. Did you like the movie? Yeah. So what shit was it? Well, it'll never happen. Oh, it won't, eh? What is magic? Anyways, we're talking about this. Okay, mixing colors, pens and paints. And like I came on with the mask at the beginning, if I put different colors in front of this, okay, look at the color. I mean, for me, this is silver, right? Silver is very special. It counts for matrix. It counts for the Silver Surfer. And the reason is because of its number 5885, which shows up in a multiple of areas. And one of the areas it shows up is where energy comes from. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 plus 5 is 13. That's Herbie the car that was alive. And number 53, Electric Quebec. Because we got a lot of water moving, a lot of power moving. As they move the earth and send the water back to the top, she keeps coming down. And we just keep getting energy all the time, down and up. You remember that little thing they said when Moses crossed the water, it had little waves in it? Well, those are little puddles that they hold that water in. And then when it gets to the end, it tips over, it goes back, and then it has its reserve. Something like that. That's made up. It's not a whole Lockenbachen story. It's just a story. It's just a reality that what possibly can be, because that was my thought. So I did Prince William's and Queen Elizabeth. And when you say Elizabeth, Zabeth, okay, means the part of the Sith, freedom of Zazarith, which is the king from A to Z, Alpha Omega, because man doesn't start reading until he's 5 or 6. How do I know? Because Monopoly, reading Railroad, is just after 10% of the mind. So maybe we cannot grow up. Maybe we're forced to grow up later in our lives because we're blocked. So our bodies are blocked because it can't communicate. Another thing I wanted to mention in the word George, it starts off with 24, then 33, okay, which is GE and GE, which is 7 and 5. 7 and 5 is 24, is the 2 parts of the day, in which it's the 7th gate to the energy, the 7th gate to the energy, and O and R is the oval. R is the leg. It's just like the queen. It's the walking queen. The walking queen, because an R is created by number 70, which is a 7 and a D, or a 7 and a 0, by putting a D on top of an R. Okay, and when you put a D on top of an R, okay, it's actually out of the deck of cards where the D is a queen and the R is a king. I'm going to try and add in a little bit more. I was busy fooling around trying to find whether or not these two were verses. Here's my 88. Here's my 8 over here. Okay, here's my oval. Here's the palette at the top, palette at the bottom. Hold it like this. Okay, to struggle between one side or the other and to make the choice between above and below. And this one's got, anyways, you can see what it is. I teed off on this golf ball, right? Once I hit that golf ball here, the energy, by me striking it here, energy went out this way, energy went out this way, and now I'm headed towards where I was aiming. This is what I know. I was thinking to hit it here, so I know where I want to think it. When I hit the golf ball, will I get it here, or will it go array and run astray? I will find it every day. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I ain't done. I ain't done. There's so many things. At the same relation to this, this creates the Montreal Canadiens hockey logo. Every single element on this planet that you see, that you haven't thought of yet, I believe there is an answer. There can be nothing. And I can be wrong about many things, of which I try not to make any choices, but I have to say what I can see and what I can believe, because it's what you can see and what you can believe is a lot more than saying, oh, it's not true. It's all true if you want to make it some sort of reality. We play games. Isn't it all about games? Playing games. Christopher Robin, Robin Hood, Batman and Robin, Montreal's 24th Stanley Cup. It says our team, Montreal, right? Is it Montreal, our team? Or actually, our, okay? Backwards says sun, but the N is backwards. So you just go back to the beginning of this book. I'm a couple of books behind. Reality of P and H, sounding as F. Things that go together and should be important in this world is water, blood, and the heart, the pumping of the electricity, the exploration, the parkways, the avenues. And something that's new in commercials is the stigma. There's a lot of new stuff on TV and they're telling you the stigma. So he's different. Don't send somebody different away. He's got a mental handicap. But so now they're saying we have mental handicaps. They're saying these guys are not different. They have mental handicaps. What kind of commercial is that? I have a mental handicap? No. I think different than you. That's not a handicap. Because I think different and faster, it makes it harder to control. So you get a little sad. But you cannot just give the judgment like that, because it's more than that. My handicap disrupts me because I can't get the whole answer. Because I see there's an answer, I just can't get it. I just can't. But I'm trying. Trying's not good enough. You have to do. So I'm doing. What are you doing? I'm thinking. How can I better understand the realities of things I see and share it so that then you and me becomes M and B, the love of two. MB, the love of two. The memory of one is the second one. You will always love someone. Oh, I love you so much. Thank you for reminding me. Isn't that the greatest thing? You're thinking and thinking and thinking and oh my God, I forgot. Oh, you reminded me. Oh, I'm so excited. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you.